Mike's Garage. Today I'm over here at my shop, and we're going to be replacing the vacuum actuated hubs on my 2001 Kia Sportage, as they no longer work. They haven't worked for quite some time. I replaced the steering knuckle on the left side, which was supposed to repair it, although it did not. And now they're telling me there are no more parts available. So we're just going to go old school, and we're going to put manual lock hubs on this. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing we got to do is get it up in the air. I've already set the rack, so let's get it up and get working. All right, that should be good. We only need it about halfway, although I will go all the way up because I'm probably going to change the oil too. So now what we got to do is we've got to take off this cover. Remove the cover. It actually comes off really well when you pre-loosen it. Next, we've got to remove the old vacuum actuated hub. Now I've got to remove the hub, and it might need a little persuasion. There we go. Now we'll inspect it. It's a 26 spline hub. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. So now what we're going to do is we're going to replace our old hub right here, our vacuum hub, with these beautiful shiny new Chinese import knockoff manual lock hubs. Now the first thing we've got to do is we've got to remove these little hex bolts from the front cover. And they've only put a couple of them in so they can ship them as one unit. And they don't get bounced around and damaged. Because now these do go on as two pieces. Put the bottom portion in, you bolt it in, and then you put the top cover on. So you take it apart, and you got your bottom portion with your splines, and then your top with your large gear on it, which locks everything into place. So we're going to set that aside, and it does come with two gaskets, just like these. These go on first. And you got to make sure you put these on. Even though they're just a paper gasket, it's going to keep dirt and debris from getting in there. And one thing I had to do was I had to go out and get these larger hex bolts because it says the original bolts probably will not fit. Now they are much shorter, but it's actually a much shorter hub. It's just going in that little way, so you can use the shorter bolts. So let's get it on. Okay, now before I install it, I'm just going to give it a quick wipe to get any dirt or stuff that's on there off. And I am going to take a little bit of grease and put it on the splines in there. All right. Now we'll put our gasket on. Probably not going to line up. It won't, so let's just put one of the bolts in. Put it on there. Seems to stick on here very well, so let's just put it on there nice and snug. All right, it's perfectly flat. It's not sticking up. there. Grab our hex key. That one's snug. I'm just going to put these on loosely at first, and then we'll tighten them all up at one time. Okay. It's on there good. And actually, I'm glad I bought these because there is no way that it would have fit the old bolts. They're much too long and they are too wide of a flange to fit on here. But this is going on very smoothly. That one was seeming to be a little cross-threaded, but it's, let's see. Put a little lubrication on it. Over here too. All right. Put that one in. It seems to be going in. Yep, there we go. Now it's much better. It just seemed like the bolt was a little bit corroded. All right. Now we'll just go around and tighten them up. Now we're going to put our second portion on. This is the outer one. It's going to sit on here like this. And from what I read, it's easier to line it up if you put it into four-wheel drive. So let's slide it on there. And there it is. It's in. Got to line up the screws. This is actually a very easy job. You don't even need to have it up on the lift. It's just easier to work at eye level for me. And I figured I'd do an oil change because this truck's been sitting here for about 2.5 months while I tried to figure out how to get parts for this thing. And in the end, I just went with manual hubs, which I would have done in the beginning. But I was hoping to have it work like it's supposed to work. But hey, sometimes it doesn't happen. Now Warren makes a hub. It's 60247 is the part number, but they're actually pretty pricey. So this is just a knockoff. And these were $171 with tax and shipping to my house, which I thought was pretty reasonable. I believe the Warren hubs were $316. And again, this is just an old beater truck, so why spend so much money on it? Let's just make sure they're good and tight. That's tight. Well, these just have to be snug on here. Don't over tighten them or you'll just strip them out. All right, let's test it. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Works like a charm. It's on there really nice and tight. Now the only problem is you can't use these little caps anymore because they won't fit. These stick out a little too far. But that's okay. It looks tougher with this anyway for a little tiny baby SUV. So now, got to go ahead and do the other side. All right, now that we're under the car, we're going to do a little oil change on my Kia Sportage. I often do this at home, laying on the ground. Not always that fun, but I figured since I'm here, got the car on the rack, might as well just do it now. I didn't do it too long ago, but it has been sitting a while, and this has actually been leaking because it doesn't have the right gasket on it. Let's just drain out that old oil. Now on this particular vehicle, the oil filter is on the top of the engine. Actually, I see a lot of oil leaks down here somewhere. I did replace the valve cover gasket on this because it was leaking terribly. Probably got some other leaks going on, but a little seepage isn't going to hurt. Okay, now while that's draining, I'm going to replace the crush gasket on here. You really should do this every single time, because they're not reusable. They're only a couple of pennies. So here's one of the new crush gaskets. Take off the plastic gasket that's on here. There we go. Ready to go back on. All right, now time to close it up. It could keep draining like this for an hour because the car is cold. So let's put the new drain plug on there. The old drain plug with a new crush gasket. There we go, good and tight. That's the German torque spec, good and tight. Right. There's our oil filter down there. I don't know if you can see it. Got my hand on it, sorry it's a little dark in here. Muscle on it. There we go. Of course, it'll make a big mess. All right. Our new oil filter here. Oil around the edge on the gasket so it seals properly. Wipe up the housing a little bit. All right. Take our new oil filter and slide it on. Good and snug. Fill our oil. All right, we'll fill this up. Got some nice Valvoline 5W30. This truck takes about 4 3/4 quarts. That's about 4 1/4. start her up, and there we go. All right, now let's start her up, and let's check and see. All right, now let's check the oil. See how much more we need to put in there. Oh, just about to full, so we'll just put a little bit extra in there, and we will call it good. These 2-liter Kia engines are very easy to work on. I replaced the valve cover gasket. It only took me about an hour. And they are pretty bulletproof. Don't really have too many problems. I know when I started it up, you probably heard a little squeak. That's just the air conditioning clutch. Just makes a little bit of noise because this truck sits a lot. Just a little corrosion. It's tight. Cover back on. Check the filter. That's good and tight. And that's it. That's really all you got to do for the oil change on the 2001 Sportage. It's very simple. I'm usually doing it laying on the ground in my garage at home, but I was here, so might as well do it now. Anyway, let's let it all the way down, and we'll back it out, and we'll get out of here for the day. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like my videos. If there's something you'd like to see, like I always say, put it in the comments, and let me know, and I'll try to do my best to get it done for you. So thanks a lot. Have a good one.